Today we are playing a control style deck. Guys, welcome back to a new episode of New Plays, and I'm going to revisit Bronzong. With its attack evolution jammer, we can prevent our opponent from evolving. So I put the deck list up on the screen right now, and it's a deck that I found online in, what is it called, Super Rare Candy Club Showdown, and cecg got a respectable 32nd place out of 181 players in this tournament. So without further ado, we'll hop right into the first game and I'll show you what this deck is all about and how we are trying to win some games here. Okay, always go heads. The strategy evolves around Bronzong, and it has the attack evolution gemmer for 1 energy. We basically do, we prevent them from evolving and we do 30 damage. The question here is, do I want to go first or want to go second? If I go first, I can evolve right away, but we have a special card in the deck that might help us, but we'll play it safe. Okay. We also play Sylveon. There's a couple more cards in the deck that would make this a control deck, and one of them is the Sylveon. It's a stage 2 Pokemon. It's also a psychic Pokemon. What this does is it has ability Safeguard, and we cannot be attacked by opponents' EXs. We also play the Cornerstone Mask Orgopon. So a Pokemon with an ability cannot attack us. We use the Dunsparce for draw, and I'm going to attach an energy here. And then I think we're getting item locked. So I'm going to get us a Bronzong, and then we can start attacking them next turn. Do I want to use the Ultra Ball? Would get rid of this and this. I could heal. I don't know. I think we're good. So yeah, talked about Dunsparce as draw, and the special card that I was referring to is the Salvatore. With Salvatore, if we would go second, we would have to have a Bronzor in the active. We would have an energy attachment, and if we find the Salvatore, we only play 1 copy. Then we could evolve straight into the Bronzong and then use Evolution Jammer, and they cannot play the game. That's part of the strategy, but again, we only play 1 copy of it, so I don't know if it's a valid strategy. Our ace spec card is the Hero's Cape, and yeah, while my opponent is setting up, we have everything. They cannot evolve next turn, and we knock out the Badoo. They do, how much damage do? They do 20 damage. So we evolve into the Bronzong, and then why not play the Lily? We got the Lily, so we'll play it. Oh, we got the Teal Mask. We got the Sylveon. That's good. Do I want to attach an energy? No, I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to knock out the Badoo, and then they cannot evolve. Get a price card. Oh, see? And I had the Salvatore price. So the thing is, they cannot evolve into the Mega Starmie. They're shut down. They cannot. They can do damage. Yes, but I do more damage, and I will knock them out eventually. Yeah? But I'll see what they do. I'll see what they're doing. I think next turn I'm gonna get me a this Sylveon that can prevent them from attacking if they somehow yeah, they probably boss up something. They probably boss up the Bronzor, but I have a switch card in hand, so that's perfect. They could attack with that, but they need 3 energy on that. I don't think that they would do that. Could boss it up and do something, but I don't know. I think we'll just play it safe. Oh, they get us. What? They have a counter to my deck. They have a what in the world? I can't even judge them. Because Salvatore mitigates the strategy. Ouch. But it's an EX. They cannot attack me. I think we're powering this one up. We'll get a Pokepad. I have 0 Dunsparces out. But we can change that because we have a Buddy Puffin. Here, get 2 Dunsparces out. I could Salvatore into the Dunsparce. I want to keep the switch in hand. I think we want to boss up this. How much retreat cost? Just 1. Okay, so yeah. Ah! Oh wait, I forgot to Lily. I wanted to Lily. No! Why did I not do Lily? Okay. This is literally the strategy to go around Bronzong. They have an energy or an Everloon. That's fine. So they're gonna knock out that Bronzong. Unbelievable. So yeah, this needs to be Sylveon show now. But I need to have energy on there. They get rid of the boss. Okay. I cannot believe that they play a Salvatore. I mean, they can put a lot of pressure on the opponent. There's a Greninja. That's okay, because they can Mirage Barrage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can take a bunch of prices if I bench more Pokemon. So 120, the active is knocked out, and then they put 50 probably on the... They wouldn't do it on the Dunsparce. I don't think so. Okay, Bronzong is fine. It's not a strategy anymore. I'm just going to put the Sylveon up. They can take 4 more prices, which is fine. They cannot knock this one out. I just need to put energy on this. There's telepathic energy. They can still do 50 damage here. Knock this one out. We'll put this up here. I don't want to give him more cards to knock out, so we're just gonna Lily him. I could save this for another turn, but it also doesn't make any sense. We have the mist energy for next turn. Pokepad or a Dunsparce, so we're getting rid of the Dunsparces. They can boss around now, but they only can take so many prices. We're going to put this on here. We have Hilda for another energy next turn. And we end our turn. So yes, they can still use the Jetting Blow attack for the 50 bench snipe, but that is all they can do. Let's see, maybe they have a non-EX Pokemon that they can use to do some shenanigans. Okay, wait, they got a Greninja earlier and they did not get a Froakie out. I use an Ultra Ball for the Dunsparce. Get that out of my hand. And then we're starting to attack. If I could find a... Because I think they're going to go for the... maybe not. They're going to knock out the Bronzor, get another prize. And then they probably go for the Monkey Dory. I 4-shot them. But with one Monkey Dory, yeah, I think I'm going to do the Hilda. get me darkness energy and then start. I don't have any damage on the board, not yet at least. So we're doing the Hilda, that gets us the Dunsparce and gets us this energy. So we're putting this here, and then runaway draw, switch and Crispin. And then we end our turn. They put 50 on there, but then I'll transfer 50 over, 30 over, and then I can three-shot him with the mist energy I have. Excuse me. Okay, there's a Froakie. So they must have had, maybe they have some price or have two in. They usually play 2 or 3, I would say. They might also have a Wally, probably. So we put this energy on here. Now we can heal this 30. I mean, if I do another Monkey Dory, I could heal them indefinitely. And I still have plenty of options, right? Oh yeah, like that. So now I'm getting this and this. Put this on here. And then I fully heal this. And then we're just putting some more on here. And now we're starting to do damage towards the Mega Starmie. And we need 2 more turns and we knock this one out. They can do 50. I mean, they can Mirage Barrage. Yes. If they get that set up, I should have probably moved the energy to the Froakie. But even if they do Mirage Barrage, it's fine because they can only take 2 more prizes. And that doesn't have a Shroud attack. Nope, it's not a Shroud attack. I cannot go through this one. I have less cards than they have. That's one thing to consider. But I still have another Lily, right? Trainers, 2 Lilies. And I do play, let me look at the deck real quick. I play 4 Lilies, so I don't think I have a Lily priced. Okay, so there's a boss. Do this. I hate when they switch them. And then we heal this. And then next turn, they might have a Wally. We need to be considerable of a Wally. They could heal the Mega Starmie, but that's fine. I build up a big hand. I mean, what I can also do is next turn, I just boss up the Meowth. I have a boss in hand, take 2 prices. No, I think the 3 prices is better. And then I'll save the boss for the final knockout. I think this game is pretty much, it's almost over. Because I think getting the second Monkey Dory out was great. I put 30 on here. And then another 20 on here. So next turn, if they do damage, I can knock them out. I knock out this one now. What they're gonna do is they're gonna go probably into the Mega Greninja. And then knock out both Monkey Dories, but I have boss in hand. Nah, we're good. Good. Would I have attached the mist energy here? Would that prevent the damage? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe it does. Yeah. That probably would have. But they also need a lot of energy for this. Yeah, that's not happening. How are they gonna power this one up? They need ignition energy and a Crispin to make that happen, and I have a boss. I have game in hand. Okay, that gets them 1 energy, so but they also cannot knock out my Sylveon. They can find a card. They can find a card for next turn, but they don't know that I have game. So they attack Oh, okay, I don't have game anymore. But that's fine. I just have time. I have now more cards here than they do. Hey, Shinobi Blade me. With that surge, it gets them a... are they weak to Psychic? They're weak to Psychic too. So I two-shot them, but they can retreat. I have bosses in the deck. I just need to find them. So they do get an Ignition Energy. Pretty sure they do. Yeah, they kind of... The Unfair Stand was great because they took my boss away. So I suddenly don't have game in hand anymore. Now let's see what they're probably going through their deck, figuring out what options they have. There's another Sylveon. I'm gonna do 200. They would probably retreat. No, if they just... They're in an interesting spot now because they either have to retreat to not get knocked out and for me to win, or they use Mirage Barrage with the Ignition Energy that they got. I'm pretty sure that they got the Ignition Energy. I'm pretty sure, because they want to take the knockout on the Monkey Dory, but then that also means they cannot retreat. Okay, let's see what they're doing. I can play... I have times on my side. Okay, there's Neo Upper Energy and another special record. Doesn't do anything, gets me maybe closer to the boss. Hilda. But what are they gonna do? Did they retreat? Because if they hit, they lose. Yeah, that's game. That's game. They take the two Monkey Dories out, but then I'll just... And they probably retreat right after. Because all they have is EXs, they cannot do damage. My attack does 100. That all stage 1s, all basics they have, they could attack me. They're done. So they take 2 prices and then they concede. Or maybe they just step away. Nope, they don't. They're playing fair and square. I like it. So all we do now is we hit them for 200. And then we take the last 2 prize cards and we beat one of the most popular decks right now on the ladder, Mega Starmie with the Greninja. So GG's to my opponent. Our first game was successful and we beat Mega Starmie. So let's see if we can repeat this in game 2. I apologize, these gameplays are usually a little bit longer. Let's see what happens here. And I'm in the same situation as I was before. Do I gamble? Go second, use Salvatore, and do the evolution gem right away, or do I wait? I only play 1 copy, so I don't want to risk it. And now wait for it, I get Salvatore and everything that I need. That would be funny. But we shall see. Okay, we don't, which is okay. We go here, and I think that's pretty much it. That's all I want to do. What are we playing against? That's the question. They just have a Dunsparce. They for sure can attack. I have 2 Lilies in hand. I have Pokepet. I have the attack ready for next turn. Okay, that's all we're gonna do. That's our weak turn 1. We trick them. But let's see what we're playing. The good thing is with the Bronzor, they cannot even use the Dunsparce because they cannot evolve. Okay, that should tell us what we're playing against. And then we know, is Sylveon a good option? Abra. Okay, that's genius. They cannot evolve at all. And I have Mist Energy. So yeah, we're going to put the pressure on. Battle Cage, don't need that. Abra. Enriching Energy, that's the only time you're going to draw using Dunsparce, my friend. Because I have Pokepet in hand. You cannot evolve. Put them all out. Put them all out. The more the merrier. Probably retreat that Dunsparce, which I would do. Makes sense. Because might be worried about getting knocked out. Maybe? Okay. Let's see. I'm not worried about Monkey Dory at all because they do so much damage with the amount of cards they would technically draw. So, okay. Unless we have 2 Bronzongs priced, there's no EX that they attack with. So all we're gonna do is we get this, and then we evolution jammer them. They cannot evolve. They don't play Salvatore, at least not to my knowledge. And then we're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna set up another one. I'm gonna put a mist energy on here too, and then we hit him for 30. And then bye bye evolutions. There is no Kadabra, there is no the Dunsparce, so no draw at all. So yes, they had 0 chance to play the game with no evolutions, and that's where this deck is so strong. And I said I apologize for the long gameplay. This was a very short one, so we have time for another match. GG's to my opponent. Cool, this is the first game where I don't have to decide if I want to go first or second. It's all on my opponent, and the thing is, if they go first, they have a really good chance to evolve, and then I might be falling behind and need to use other strategies. But let's see. They will go first, so I need to find Salvatore. So I need Bronzong, no, Bronzor. I have nothing. This doesn't even have free retreat, so I need a lot more. I can't play the Lily. I need a top deck. Ooh, Bulbasaur. Ooh, Bulbasaur. Does the forest work with that? Huh. There's Meowth. Meowth will get me... Oh. I'm so close. Because Meowth would get me Salvatore. Ultra Ball would give me a Bronzor. Latias. Wait, guys, we got it, right? I play the Meowth. Yes. Salvatore is in the deck. Now I use the Ultra Ball for Mist and Telepathic. Get a Bronzor. Then I use Attached Telepathic. And that gets me Latias. Another one. Yes, I get another one. Latias lets me retreat this one for free. Salvatore gets me the Bronzong, and oh my gosh, we pulled it off. An evolution gem. Oh my gosh, I'm so psyched. This was perfect. Getting the Meowth got me everything I needed, and nothing was priced. The Latias, imagine the Latias would have been priced and I wouldn't have not had the, oh my gosh, I would have not had the free retreat. But the forest, I think it still does not work with the forest because evolution jammer, it reads during opponents, you cannot play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve. Does the forest avoid that? If that's the case, then we need to find, oh, I should have, no, I couldn't have evolved the Eevee. I need to then rely on, but they can boss, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they can still attack with this fella. And then, but they need more energy then. 30, 60, 90, they have the attack. With 3 energy, they have the attack. So I need to find more energy now. I do have a Lily, which is great. Lily. Hero's Cape is fantastic. The Monkey Dory is good too. I need to attach the energy, right? Yes. We do 30 already, yeah? And then do I have a way to find energy? I do have the petrol and I do play energy surge. That could get me the monkey energy for the monkey dory, but I need to find an energy for here. So they do 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. So I will survive. But then I also need another energy on the Bronzong. Ooh, how am I gonna do this? Because then if I don't have the Bronzong, that's a problem. Get another Bronzong on. This one gets knocked down. Petrol could get me a boss. I could attach... Yeah, I'm running out of energy though. If I get energy surge, I do another... I could do 100 damage. Or I could retreat into the Sylveon, but then they can evolve. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna retreat. Energy surge is here. I think I keep this. Get this energy. I attach. And then I retreat into the Sylveon. And then we end our turn. Because now they cannot attack me. Yes, they can evolve. However, Ivysaur does how much damage? 60? Yeah, they can two-shot me, but they need energy on this. And I have 0 energy on the Sylveon. I have 2 telepathic left and 1 psychic. Yeah. That energy attachment didn't make sense. Boss. Okay, they can take 30, 60, 90, 120. That's not a knockdown. That's only 180. And I can retreat. You can use up all your bosses. That's fine. There's a switch. We go back into the Sylveon. We end our turn. They need a couple more bosses. They 2, 4. I mean, they can win with... How many bosses does Mega Venusaur play? 3 maybe? They used 1 already. There's easy 4 prizes here. They haven't taken a prize yet. They can two-shot me with the Ivysaur. I need to find energy to put on here so I can take knockouts. Honestly, the darkness energy would be really good. Okay, there's a second boss. Meowth. It's fine. That's better. I would have not knocked out the Meowth. Go back into the Sylveon. Now I have room to bench another Sylveon. There's a boss. So we're going to boss up this fella, which I don't think that was a smart call. Yeah, that was not smart because they can attack me now. But don't have an energy to evolution chamber them. No, that was not smart. Because now they need 1 energy on there and they can two-shot me. And I cannot do anything. Yeah, see, that was silly. Trolley, okay. They probably get the Meganium out to do more. Nah. They probably get the Meganium out, but doesn't do much. I need to find a darkness energy so I can use the Monkey Dory. How much energy do I have in play? That's 5, 6, 7. It's an 8th energy. And they probably pay 12 energy or something like that. Tealins, I used the boss. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of energy already. But yeah, they can two-shot me. That's fine. The fact that I don't see any energy here is not good. Here's a darkness energy. Okay, that's okay. This one's gonna go down anyways. But where do I put the energy on? I guess we'll put it here. And I think that's all I can do. I can evolve this. I don't see my supporters. I kind of want them to take another knockout, which they won't do this turn. They will next turn because I can only bring it down to 60. If they retreat. Wait, why would they retreat? They don't retreat, but why would they put the energy on there? That's 9, that's 10 energy. That didn't make sense, right? And there's another energy. How much energy do they have? Six, 8. That's 11 energy. I would say 12 energy, maybe. The Meganium can work as an attacker. They need to get their Mega Venusaur out so they can move the energy around. There it is. Okay. So they can't attack anymore. But they can move energy. Can use that to heal, but I'm not gonna knock this one out. Bailey 50. Retreat and go into the bay leaf. Get the energy back. So energy is not a problem for them anymore because they can just shift it around in any way that they want. They have 4. They can take 2. Yeah, they should be able to win this because I have no way to get these off of the board. I mean, the energy is great. I just need to find another Monkey Dory. Yeah, I have 2 in play. That doesn't really make sense. And I have a switch. There's finally a Lily. 50, there's 30, 60. We can heal this off. Yeah, I lose the Monkey Dory. But that's alright. There's a boss. Again, boss is extremely useless at this point because they can just move the energy to retreat. So I need to power this up, but that's not effective. We moved the Latias out of range. They should use another boss for the Bronzong, and then I can put another Monkey Dory down with Crispin. I can then power it up. Maybe go into the Bronzong for a turn, and then... No, that doesn't make sense. Huh. If I get another... I want them to take a knockout this turn. If they take another if they take a knockout on, then I have a bench space open. Either Dunsparce. Ooh, now they have this. I mean, what I could do is... if Cornerstone Mask is in the deck, I can use that. Okay, there's a knockout. That's fine. Get another price. And I have the energy here. And I can use Crispin. But it needs to be in the deck. That is... there's a Lily. So we Ultra Ball, the Bronzor, and what do we want to do? The Dunsparce away. There's the Cornerstone. We do this. We're weak against grass. That's a problem. But they currently don't have a lot of attacker options here. We go here. We attach this. And then we do Crispin. It's the last FG I have in deck. Oh my gosh. That's not good. Because now I know that I only have one Monkey Dory in play. I can get the telepathic energy. What are we going to heal? I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Go for 60. And then we end our turn. So now, the only attackers they have is the Chikorita for 20 and the Bulby, which is not a lot. I have Lily for next turn. Ooh, okay. They retreat. And even that doesn't do anything because it has an ability. Unless you found a boss. And I can take a knockout next turn on this Teal Mask. Because I have Monkey Dory. I don't have energy retrieval or anything like that in the deck. Let me look. Nope. I cannot get energy from the discard pile out. I think they're just messing here. Are they BMing here? Trying to... no hand disruption, no nothing. I do 140 next turn, which is 170. So I don't have the knockout next turn. They have more energy in the deck? Oh my goodness. Okay, Ivysaur, how much damage does that do? That does 120 damage. And I'm pretty sure they're going to attack me with that. They retreat and then just waste time with more solar transfers. They don't. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my boss then. I have the energy. But now I'm going to boss up this threat here. And then I'm going to take it out. Gone. Don't have to worry about it. Because that doesn't have an ability. Yet I can set it up again. It's fine. Dunsparce X. Okay. Look at the bench. There's all abilities. The only thing that does not have an ability is the Chikorita. And they're not promoting a new Pokemon, which tells me they probably stepped away. Are they going to do anything? If Professor Turo would still be in the format, I could pick up a Pokemon, but I'm also out of energy. I have one more telepathic, and Mist should be in the deck, but that doesn't do me anything. Need to be considerable of the Bulbasaur, and I'm pointing at it because you can see that. The Bulbasaur goes into Ivysaur, which we just knocked out, does 60 damage, 120. So I need to put pressure on them. They also have not seen a Force of Vitality. 11, 12, 13, 14 energy. How much energy is in this deck? Whoa, mind blowing. It's another Ivysaur. I should have one more boss in the deck, unless it's nope, all bosses are gone. So how much does Ivysaur have? 100. Okay, 110. Okay, I knock them out, and I can put pressure on them right now. No, I don't have to, because they go hit me for 120. I knock them out in return. Yeah, no, and I can heal it off after one hit. So has a Cyrano in the deck. It's an interesting deck. A lot of energy. We know there's 2 more energy in hand. 1, 2, 3, 14. Maybe just 1, 15. That should be all the energy that they have. Like I said, don't have a boss. Take the knockout here. Ultra Ball, we are definitely gonna... What do you want to heal? Let's heal the 2-prizer. 90... 120, that's a long way to go here. I'm gonna do this. I mean, they could have retreated. They're gonna evolve this next turn. Do I Lily for a chance to find Crispin? I can't play because there's nothing in the deck. So yeah, we're just gonna take the knockout. They're gonna go into the Ivysaur. But yeah, they can hit me for weakness. That could get me, but what is the... What I could do is... No, I can't retreat it because I have free retreat. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I was thinking I could retreat, but then the energy goes in the discard pile, not in the hand. Well, that doesn't do anything for me. So they do 120. We're gonna heal this one, of course. Oh yeah, I wish I had another Monkey Dory. That would have been so good. This one is now 120. So if they somehow pull up another Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, then this one gets knocked out and we're gonna lose the game. Need one more heal. Too bad that my my Hero's Cape is attached to the Bronzong. They're also running out of time. This is a very long game. I apologize. I said after the first game that those games can take longer than the second game was a super quick one. This one is taking a while. So let's see. Even if they evolve Chikorita into this one is 110, does 50 damage, does 100 damage. It's not enough to knock me out. So there's the bay leaf. I can heal. Oh, seriously. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20 energy. 1, 2, 3, 13, 14. That's 20 energy. What? If they have another basic, then I might be Come on, dude. Yeah, if they find another... If they find another... a leaf line... Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Chikorita. There's 3 Chikoritas down at one point. 2, 3 Bulbasaurs. They might be... If they have another line, unless they don't hit into me now, which would make no sense. They need to retreat, go into the Bayleaf, put more pressure on, because I only have one. I only have the Monkey Dory. And unfortunately, no more energy. I play 2 Darkness. Wait. There's one more Darkness in the deck, or priced. Maybe it's priced. We can look real quick. It's priced. Okay. So we need to heal. We need to heal this off. I said it's priced. Yeah, it's priced. Getting that extra heal off was big. Okay, that's not Darkness energy. Come on! They hit me for 100 now. And then I switch. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Everything that's on the board is an EX. And they just need a boss now. That's not the energy that I needed. I should have put more energy on the Ogerpon to begin with. I don't have a boss anymore. If they have a boss, they win. If they have one more boss left, then I am hooked. Okay. So all they have in play is EXs. I need 60 more damage on the Teal Mask to win. Energy Recycler. So they don't deck out. Still, they're one boss away from winning. But putting energy back in the deck tells me that they might not have another boss. I need 2 more turns. 2 more turns without them finding a boss. And then I have enough damage on the board to knock out the Teal Mask and win that way. Hilda gets him an evolution, which they cannot use, and an energy. Energy retrieval. Holy moly. What are you going to do with all that energy? I mean, it's Mega Meganium is their main attacker with all the energy on there. That's probably what they're doing, and they're digging. I think they're digging for a boss. They might have another boss. What if the last boss would be the last remaining prize card? Giant Bouquet doesn't do anything. Ultra Ball. They do enough damage, so it doesn't matter where I take the damage off. And then we end our turn. So my 2 last prize cards, one of them is the Darkness Energy that I needed earlier on to win the game. So can they find it? That's not a boss. That's GG's. This guy has 2 minutes left on the clock. 2 minutes. 2 bloody minutes. So 0 engine discard pile. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 energy. 19. 20. They're just BMing here. And now they probably concede with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Unbelievable. That was probably one of the longest games I've ever played. Wait, there was no... Where was my other Darkness Energy? Wasn't it discard? Did I miss it? Anyways, we won the game. Took way too long, but we won. Guys, this deck is still fantastic. It's still a really, really good deck, and maybe even better than it was before, because there's a lot of decks that rely on evolving, and if we can prevent them from playing the game, then we win. There's 3 gameplays in this video, and as you know by now, the third one is extremely long. My opponent was dreading and playing extremely slow. I think they had less than 2 minutes left and 1 minute and 36 seconds, something like that. But the first 2 are so good, so satisfying, especially that Alakazam matchup. If you can not item lock them, if you can stop them from evolving, they cannot do anything. I think that was the game where I had to go second, but pulled off a crazy combo, got the Salvatore, and evolved straight into the Bronzong, and then prevented them from evolving, and they couldn't even use the Dunsparce. They couldn't go into the Kadabra. They were just completely out of the game, and that's why they conceded so quickly. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a little bit longer. Leave me a comment, let me know if there's anything you want to see next, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in Friday's video. See you then. I am out.